Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 179 of the GenGaming podcast. I'm your host as always, I am Tyler, and joining me, we have my good friends. We have the Colonel Gables. What's up, broski?
Oh, not much. Enjoying my time before Thanksgiving, which, as we record, it's a day before Thanksgiving. And man, I'm tired so far from this week, because most of the week's been focusing on, obviously, pumping out shit for Black Friday since I work in retail.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Friday morning's going to be a hell of a thing to try to wake up to.
Pumping out shit's never a pleasant experience.
Yeah, physically, physically, mentally, yeah, of course. But other than that, though, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Tyler?
I'm doing pretty well, man. I had today off, Wednesday.
There you go.
My work actually has a week of Black Friday off, which is pretty sweet. So I'm like, fuck it. I got some vacation days to burn. Where it's kind of slow right now. A lot of people are on vacation anyway, so I figured stack it, get an extra long vacation. Because shit gets crazy around this time of year, and I figured take time off while I can, because I'm not gonna be able to for a while. But I'm doing pretty good. I got a cool thing that happened. Is my dad upgraded a couple years ago to a new PC.
Yeah.
And he I guess there's been one sitting in the basement for a long time, and I was mentioning to him about I was looking at getting a new laptop because people don't know. I don't know if I know Justin knows, but my laptop is kind of a piece of shit. It was cool it was good when I got it initially because I bought it just for this podcast. My old computer before that, I literally watching a YouTube video was a fucking challenge. It could barely Facebook and Twitter was the only two things it can do. And it was difficult just to do that. So I bought this laptop for the show, but editing on it is a fucking nightmare. Where every time I make a change, if I clip some audio, silence something, move something around, or stop it and try to press play again, import audio, do anything at all, it freezes for 20 seconds to a minute.
Wow.
Every little change. So what should take an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's been taking me 3.5 hours for the last 3.5 years or so. So I just kind of mentioned in passing that I was looking at, not anytime soon, tax season, get a new laptop, probably Mac or something. And he mentioned he had a PC that was good condition. It was a gaming one. Didn't have a lot of new stuff in it, but it works really great. So he put it together for me and gave me his old PC. And
that's awesome.
Got it. Yeah, went out and bought a new monitor for it. 23.6 inch Asus. Is that what it is? Asus?
Asus is good.
Asus. Thank you.
I think it is. My brother always had Asus.
That's what my dad always gets.
Up on
yeah, he recommended it, so I got it.
Stuff.
LED screen, so I'm pretty happy about it. I edited last week's show. Man, it was great. Took me fucking hour 35 minutes to do it. Barely longer than the show.
Oh,
it was awesome.
Nice.
So I was
That
much
makes
happier
sense.
with that. I was not annoyed like I normally am.
Everything.
Yeah, so long story short, got a new computer. Pretty happy about. We're still recording on a laptop just because, with Justin being here, there's no really good way to. I have a very small computer stand because it was just a laptop on it before, so I didn't need a big computer stand.
I can stand.
Well, I mean, my plan is to get a new computer stand, and then we figure out a way to do 2 headphones at once in that thing.
Right.
Because it's in a weird. The headphone jack's in the far back of it, so it wouldn't work too well.
Okay.
But yeah, for right now we're still using my laptop for recording purposes, but I'm definitely doing the editing on that baby over there. But no, other than that, I'm doing well to make a short story long. But Justin's also back You were gone last week, or you gone the last 2 weeks? I think it was just last week.
It might have been 2 weeks.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Might have been 1 week.
I think it was just 1 week. You're back.
I'm back. Hello.
How are you?
Real quick to fix your problem with the 2 headphones things being long. All you need is one auxiliary cable. Plug it into your computer.
Yeah.
Put the splicer into that. Make it as long as you want to. However long the cable is. You're good to go. Secondly, I have one quick question for everyone here.
Yeah.
Not including myself.
Okay.
What would you do? You're in your car.
Okay.
You're running low on gas. You know, you got enough money to pay for the gas you're about to put in. But it's like, after I put this gas in, things would be kind of tight. You go up to the gas pump. You swipe the card. There's an error message. It does not read. You swipe your debit card again. Error message doesn't read. Swipe it again. It says, go ahead and pick your fuel. And you pick your fuel. You start filling up. The whole time you're wondering, am I actually going to be paying for this fuel? And if I'm not, if I don't pay for this fuel, am I going to drive away without saying anything to the clerk? I want to know what you guys would do in this situation.
I'll drive away. First off, I wouldn't know about it until later on. Because I check a bank account. There's a good chance I would never even notice.
But I'm saying you in your head have come to the conclusion that you're not actually paying for this.
I would drive away.
Do? Okay, you drive away, Tyler.
Yeah.
Gabe?
Oh, in that type of situation, I mean, if I swipe the card, and I know for a fact that the thing is letting me pump the gas and stuff like that, then, I just finish what I'm doing, I just drive away.
But you know in your heart that you're not paying for that gas.
Here's the thing. If it was like payday, there's a chance I would go and I'd say something.
This is you have $20 left after.
Oh fuck no! I'm driving away.
Okay. This is what a human is, everybody. That's all I wanted to hear.
Okay.
It almost happened to me, and I was gonna drive away, and I thought to myself, "Oh man, humans at any point in time will do whatever they can to survive.
Yeah,
that's
no matter
true.
what. So you can't trust lots of people. I don't care who you are. Like I'm saying, like in like political offices, things like that. I just want to ask that question because it opens up a lot of things, and it's like the very simple thing of that. Now imagine that, like
here's
on
the thing.
a different scale.
If it was like a Quick Trip or something like that, like a big, usually there's a billion, or Casey's, there's a billion of these fucking gas stations around. Yeah, I'd drive away because that $20.
Yeah, because that person inside's not working for minimum wage.
Well, this won't affect them at all. My $20 at the end of the day is not going to affect Casey's bottom line. That they make billions of dollars a year.
That's how you justify it in your head.
Yes, but if it was a
is
mom
that
and pop,
actually right? Would you tell me that's actually correct?
I wouldn't say it's not bad. I think I'm not doing a horrible thing. I'm not hurting. Is anybody hurting?
Murdering somebody?
Is anybody hurt?
But are you using a glitch
affected by this?
in a
Nobody's
system?
affected by this. It literally hurts nobody.
Does it not?
Who would it affect?
I'm asking you.
Nobody. It would affect me.
I'm just like this
in a
person on the
positive
wall asking you a question. You're all alone in a room. Who does it affect?
Me, because I have $20 more in my bank account,
Gabe?
which is not a negative.
Well, personally, if it would probably affect like the people that were getting the gas, because it's like you're not paying for it, so it's like at that same point and stuff, it's like it just makes you double think, right?
It affects the little guy.
It does.
If it was a mom and pop store, like it was just like a one and only gas station, these guys, I'm like, okay, I'd go and I'd pay for that. I'd pay that. Like if there's just this one case, there's one store, and it's Ben's gas station.
So
I'd go in there and do that.
So
here's the thing:
2 people's amount of work versus 100 people doing 100 people's amount of work is different than 2 people doing 2 people's amount of work.
Here's my thing: is Casey's going to close because I didn't give them $20? No, they're fine.
Okay,
it's not going to affect them. That's my thing. I'm not arguing. That's the way I look
at it. That's the way you look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to know this for real. It's such a weird thing that popped into my head. So,
well, that's just the thing.
Walmart's gas station.
I had to ask.
If it were actually up to me,
I want to gauge
If I
Human
went up to the
morality.
gas pump and I only had like $40 left in my account and I had to use half of it in order to fill up the gas, but yet the gas thing wasn't registering the darn card and still pumping the gas anyway, I would give the guy inside $20, said what the hell was wrong with this pump, and I probably would, if I really had to freaking make some cash or something like that, sell off some things, and then just try to live off for like the rest of the week, because
You'd be an honest man.
Normally I am honest with a lot of that shit, because I absolutely hate it whenever like either my parents do something like stupid when it comes to like specific things, like say they forget to pay for like one item or something like that out of like whatever and stuff. I'm the one that generally goes and say, hey, no, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and stuff like that. Because, it's like, they always give me shit from, like, little things like that, But it's like, I would be honest with it. Personally, that's just me. I would be honest with it.
Hey, that's all I wanted to hear. That was it. Thank you.
I don't give a shit. I'm gone.
That's okay.
Whatever
Tyler.
that says about
If
either
it's
one
just-
of your answers, I
however-
just wanted to know.
It's a case-by-case thing, though. I mean, gas
case by case thing.
No.
Let's say you're at like a gas station by yourself.
If I saw someone drop a $20 bill on the ground, I'd be like, hey, you just dropped this $20 bill. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
But if you come across the gas pump and there's a $20 bill laying on the ground and stuff like that next to the pump and stuff, and like there's no one around, it's like, okay, well. Now
like
that's
the
the different
opposite.
case right there.
Oh, yeah. If I just find a $20 bill on the ground and nobody's around,
I was up by myself. No one was looking.
it's going into my fucking wallet,
Or in the case
No,
of
I
stuff
won't
where it's
feel
like,
bad about it at all. But if I
you're
saw somebody physically drop it, like, hey, you dropped this.
well, how about this? Say you're at the gas pump by yourself in the middle of the night or something like that. It's just you and the gas attendant clerk or something like that. And there's some random fucking dude or something like that that's just pulls up and stuff. He's giving you the fucking creeps. And all of a sudden he just tries to go after you or something like that. And you have to fucking go off with your vehicle without paying.
Well, those are different circumstances, obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously that is a different
But yeah,
circumstance.
you guys answered my question. That is all. Like, I just thought it'd be interesting to ask the question because I had a moral dilemma inside myself. I was curious to see what you guys would do in that situation. So I ended up paying for it, but yeah.
I would.
But it wasn't on purpose. It just actually went through like normal.
But anyways,
Yeah.
video games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
It went on longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
But
I'm not at the same time.
I'm gonna totally cut that $20. Anyway, wouldn't even feel bad about it.
And of course you would have.
Never said I was a good person. So, anyways, video games. Justin, you've been gone the longest. What have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Well, I have been playing. Actually, the only game I played, I think, is. Did I talk about Bioshock 1?
You started. You didn't. When we talked to you initially, you were still playing it.
Oh wow! Yes, because I set up for last week. I was planning on coming. That's okay. So I finally beat Bioshock 1, and let's see here, real quick to jog my memory. I was probably about halfway through. I was talking about it last time. I think you said actually more than halfway through. I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And okay, pretty much the same thing till the end. I don't feel like after playing. Remember, like if you listen to the other podcasts, I did not play the first one before the second one. I played the second one like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And just now are playing the first one. I don't feel like the first one is like any greater than the second one. I feel like they're actually like maybe, which is a complaint of the second one. Second one's like a continuation of the first one, but maybe better in some ways. Like I feel like the first one to me towards like the latter, like maybe third, kind of just felt like I was just going through the motions of everything. Like I was finding like grab this suit and like grab this thing. Like it's kind of this which is like, there's really not much to complain about with this game. The hacking got a little old after a while.
Yeah.
But really, like, it's not that big of a deal. And, like, I can put myself back in, like, 2007 when it came out, I think. And, like, it's like, I still really love this game. Like, I think it's cool. I'm actually really glad thank you for letting me borrow. I'm glad I got to play this game, Tyler. And, because I played the second one, which is a really weird place to start. And, no, like, the ending, like, I like the twist. I think we might have talked about it last week. I'm not sure. Or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. When you spoiler alert, you find out like this person that like, you're kind of going after from a big chunk of the game is
Andrew Ryan.
Yes, is your father. And stuff kind of becomes interesting there. I will say like the hacking's not really a complaint, but one complaint I actually do have is kind of like it's weird like maybe I feel like when you become a big daddy, it would have been cool if you would have like felt like you actually had like maybe you did though. I don't remember. Like I was trying to actually figure it out when I was playing because I feel like they had like weapons that you didn't have, but I could be wrong on that.
Oh, you mean at the end when you become the big daddy?
When you're actually a big daddy now, it's like I just want to like maul through everything.
Yeah,
which it kind of was like that. But actually, it wasn't because like the other like regular people actually hurt you quite a bit. But you were protecting like the little sister.
Yeah.
And like it was the coolest part about that though was like when you run into like another big daddy, that was cool.
Yeah.
Or like a Rosie or whatever they're called, and like
big bouncer and stuff.
Yeah, big bouncer, Rosie, and and that was actually pretty cool. And the end bosses, it was okay.
It was the worst part of that game to me.
Oh, you thought so? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's universally the thought of that game is that even the Adam Levine, not Adam Levine.
I know who you're talking about though.
Levine, though. Keen Levine. He even says that they don't. He even hates the ending to that game.
Yeah. Like it was. Yeah, it was like not like that crazy cool. It was okay.
Yeah,
but it was like I was glad that it wasn't like super crazy hard though, because when I got there, like I really didn't have. It's kind of like a survival horror in a weird way, but like you can buy yourself out of shit if you want to.
Oh yeah, totally.
At any time, but if you don't have that money, you can't do that. You kind of got to rely on almost on dying and like fighting things, which actually another thing I didn't like was like I felt like maybe I'm just really bad at this game, but I died all the time, like constantly. I wish I had like a tracker of how many times I died in this game.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if that means that like it's like was badly balanced or what, or but it's just part of the way that like it's kind of show you like oh you can come back anytime because you're a special being or something.
I think it's just because it's so forgiving on the death. The death penalty is so forgiving in that game that you kind of go in a little more reckless. Because I died a lot too, especially in Big Daddy's fights.
That's a cool way to
I
look at it.
I would just run in there and I would just like do as much damage as I could.
Yeah.
Because
I
knew he was going to kill me.
It's like do anything and dodge as much as you can, but you know he's going to. That dude's way faster.
Yeah.
All that shit.
So I would just I was just going there.
You try jumping.
Balls to the walls, charging.
Yeah.
Like you're like an idiot.
Okay, so you're pretty much doing what I was doing. Yeah. I guess that makes it's cool. Like I said, like I don't really have like any huge complaints in this game. I liked it a lot. So yeah, I finally played Bioshock 1 and 2. Now I started Bioshock Infinite. I'm not sure how far I am. I'm actually like trying to find a weird place to begin. Like, I feel like this one is the better of both those two in some way, but in some ways it's not so far. Just like I don't really like the atmosphere so far.
Okay.
And like the whole like the story, I don't like as much. Just so far, like I don't like. It feels. I don't like the one thing I don't like. The Bioshock 1 and 2 felt very like empty. But it was like it's okay that's empty because it's besides like random crazy people addicted to weird things, splicers coming after you and like bosses every once in a while or like something on the story happening. It's like kind of like just quiet and you hear the music and you're kind of exploring. so far I haven't felt like much I really want to explore Bioshock Infinite. And also, like, the people that are in there, which is maybe a part of what they want to convey to you, which I don't know yet because I haven't played the whole thing, but I want to save that. But I do want to say, so far, though, I don't know, it's not my final decision on this, but, like, so far, I feel like everything's, like, lifeless. The people are super lifeless, but it goes along with, like, the whole religion thing going on. I feel like it's story-wise, it's, like, more of the same, but, like, now you're in the sky, and, like, I'm not too much into, like, that far with, like, the lady yet. I can't think of her name right now.
Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Elizabeth. Yeah, she looks like a Disney character. Has like gigantic, inhuman eyes.
yeah.
Kind of interesting looking, and like, she like opens up, which I think is the coolest thing I've seen so far. Like, I'm like, ooh, this game seems different to me because of this. She opens up like all like randomly like, through. It seems like mostly in cutscenes so far, at least. I'm not sure if it will change, but like, she'll go back like to either her imagination or like different places or times she can travel to. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I'm like, right now I'm in this like, it's almost like a world history museum, it feels like, where like, it's the Indians, and like the...
Oh, I know exactly that.
Asians, and
it's like
which is weird to say, because when I say Indians, I actually mean like Native Americans, and like, so it's
like
weird.
the battle of, the big, I can't remember what it's called. Like Bighorn or
Little Bighorn.
Little Bighorn, yeah.
Little Bighorn, yes.
Yeah, talk about that.
Which is like actually a real...
Yeah, it was a real event.
Yeah.
For sure. And, yeah, so I'm in there, and it's kind of like all reenactments and stuff, like little things. It's kind of cool. I actually like that so far. It's probably my favorite area that I've been to so far.
Have you tried any of the Vigor stuff yet, or are you far enough to get one of them?
Oh, I've done the Crow one.
Right.
I prefer how the shooting and everything and jumping is in Infinite.
Because you can actually zoom in now.
Yeah, that.
I
prefer like that each Vigor that I found four, like the Murder of Crow. There's like this one with the devil.
The Bronco one, Devil's Kiss.
Bronco, then the one on top that you get like
Shock
right from the
Jockey.
beginning. I'm looking for that one now.
Oh, okay.
The one you get on top is like where you can possess stuff instead of like hacking them.
Oh, yeah.
Which actually like a lot. I don't want the hacking shit anymore. Like, it was just kind of...
I use that a lot to like hack the machine guns.
The Murder of Crows was one of my favorites.
That was cool. Murder of Crows, it's pretty much, let's be honest here, Murder of Crows, unless you like do the drop, because each one has like a secondary one, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You like traps for them and stuff.
Yeah.
But Murder of Crows is like the bees.
Yep.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered.
Like Devil's one is just fire, Shock Jockey is just electricity.
Yeah. Totally.
The Bronco, I think, is the only really original one, I think. Where it causes an earthquake, I think is what it is.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. So far, I'm definitely going to finish it.
Alright, good.
I just want to play more, but I guess I haven't had I've had like a couple good chunks of time to play it, but I've had like a lot of, which is a problem too, like very short spurts, which I don't think I should play this kind of game.
That's definitely a problem with that game. Is like if you're like, I feel like if you don't at least have 30 minutes with that game, it's your best not to like play it.
Yeah.
Even though you can still get stuff done in 15-20 minutes, but I don't think you'll get the full story. You won't get everything if you're just playing it in 20-minute chunks.
Yeah. Totally. I'm totally optimistic this game still. I know I said like it's like so far I'm not like really attached to what's actually happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But I think maybe a lot has to do with like the way it's designed to me. Is like compared to the first two, like which feel more like you kind of like you go this way and come back a little bit and go this way and come back. This one's more like you just go one set path. Do you want to leave this area? Which to me it's like I'm leaving this area for good. I don't know. But to me in this game I feel like I'm never going back there again.
You can go back, but yeah,
you can if you want. Is it okay?
You can, yeah.
That's how I feel like it is. Like it's like no, I'm not going back there. So it's just like it's definitely the third one's definitely feels way different in that sense of the design of the levels.
More segregated.
It's based on auto saving.
Yeah.
As like the first two, you can save at any time.
Yeah.
Which should have told me off the get go that it was more like a streamlined game.
Yeah.
Basically, but yeah. But no. You know, totally glad I'm finally playing this trilogy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I hope you do beat it, because I want to hear your thoughts on the way it wraps.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh, totally.
That was... I would put it on par as the "Would You Kindly" to me. Like, that was like no shit moment kind of thing. And all that stuff came in. I will agree.
That's an understatement.
Going back to Bioshock, I agree that I feel like after the whole Andrew Ryan reveal and you kill him with the golf club, spoiler alert for a 10-year-old game, 9-year-old game, I feel like that last... Okay, that's only like maybe slightly past the halfway point of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe 70%, 60-70% in there. Maybe.
I go with 70, 75.
Okay, yeah.
At the most.
I feel like a lot of that last quarter or third of the game feels kind of tacked on. I kind of wish I could, like, that. I feel like there maybe should have been 2 more hours of that game. And that should have been the end of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like... It's one of those things, I mean, I feel like that in a lot of games, but especially this one, I was just like playing through it recently. Just like, man, I was like, a lot of this shit doesn't need to be here. It's like, I don't like I just kind of go and kill the main bad guy.
Yeah. I will say that I don't feel that way with lots of games. In, like, out of games I've played in my life, but lately I've been finding that more and more as I've, like...
Pretty much every game I play.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Every single...
Even the one, not but like
there's lots of games I can say that aren't like that.
Some games more than others, but like even like Doom, I felt like a couple of the levels there, a couple sections in those, and like Uncharted 4. The games I loved, like the last Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, like I can pick at points. It's usually nitpicking kind of stuff, just like because you gotta fight. You can't be all positive about every game. You know, there's always something. Even when you're playing it, could be a tiny thing that sticks out to you.
So it's to you personally, or something.
Yeah, like it's a tiny little thing, but it's like it's the one thing that bothers you in this entire game, and it sticks out to you. You know.
But damn, is that one little needle in the hay stick out though when you talk about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you remember the one thing bad though.
Yeah.
So all the 100,000 things good.
You remember like a lot of the good shit, but yeah, the one thing that sticks out. Well, I mean,
at least me as a listener, when I listen to people talk about games, that's what happens to me.
Yeah.
Like I'll focus on that one bad thing.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Everybody does it.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Okay. Well, very cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Jake's not here, by the way. I always forget to say that.
Oh, it's okay.
when the person's not here. But Jake's not here.
If everyone hadn't noticed after about a half an hour of talking.
I was waiting for Jake to say it, but I decided.
Well, here, wait. If we all get really quiet, we can hear his controller. Yeah,
there he is.
There he is. He's playing his Xbox. He's actually here. He's just playing his Xbox. Not listening. No. Anyways, Gables.
Yes.
What have you been playing, buddy?
Well, since last Friday, I've had a chance to pick up both Pokemon Sun and Moon. So a lot of my time during the weekend was spent investing inside Pokemon Sun because that's what I wanted to start off first. I went ahead and I chose the Rowlet for my starter. I am currently over 20-something hours in.
Whoa. Shit.
I am... well, that's just the thing. When I play a game, especially a one I really want to play, that ends up happening. Quite a lot, actually. But yes, I'm pretty close to the end of like the third island. I've been really enjoying the game so far. And on par with X and Y that I played back when that first released around 3 years ago, the story on par feels better. It's not like as dull as X and Y was, or laughably easy with the EXP share. As a matter of fact, the difficulty setting for Sun and Moon feels a little bit more balanced in terms of the enemy AI, in terms of how balanced the experience share is with the trainers you encounter. And they make it a priority. It almost seems like that the Game Freak made it a priority for you. Okay, you gotta have at least 6 party members inside your team. However, you can choose pretty much what you want in your party without having to worry about teaching them hidden moves, like HMs, like you would in other Pokemon games. Because they replace HMs with these little Pokemon rides. These little Pokegear things, I think they call them, where you summon a Pokemon, you can ride on them and stuff, and you get through certain sections. it takes the place of things like, say, like as a bike or like even as like a surfing or diving or whatsoever. So pretty much I'm riding a Tauros. The Tauros is one of the first Pokemon rides you get access to. And you basically can run with a fucking thing. You're riding on top of a bull, like just full charge and stuff, destroying rocks and all this other shit. And it's awesome. I love that. Well, anyway, when it comes to the little Pokemon ride stuff, like I said, Tauros is one of the first ones you go into, but then you start getting access to a little bit more. You get access to riding a Charizard.
Whoa, what?
Dude, Charizard with his fly and stuff. He can fly anywhere on the top of the islands.
Spoiler alert.
I know. It's a little
For
spoiler alert, but it's actually...
Can you use them in your party at least?
No, you cannot use them in your party. Any one of these Pokegear things you cannot use inside of your party. They're designated to using that one specific thing. And that's to free up move spots so you don't have to ruin move spots for your other party members that you got. I like it that way. You get to ride specific types of Pokemon. You can actually ride on... You can actually, like... I'm just naming Pokemon that we've seen from trailers earlier and stuff. So riding on Sharpedo and stuff, like a fucking shark in the middle of the ocean, just destroying rocks in the ocean, like going over stuff. Cool. It's a blast. I like that little mini stuff. Let's see, what else? The new Pokemon I'm actually quite enjoying, despite like some initial doubts in some of the designs. Like there was this one bear that they unveiled a while ago where it's called Stuffle. Stuffle was like this normal type Pokemon. It looks like a small teddy bear, and then he evolves into this normal fighting type called Beware.
Reminds me of something from Earthbound when I saw the picture of it.
Oh, I know, right? It's so weird, but at the same time, it is super powerful. Beware is a strong fighting type Pokemon. It gains access to moves like Hammer Arm and like Brick Break. You can learn that. And oh man, it's just all these random creatures and stuff. It's each patch of grass is jammed full of specific types, and like a lot more Pokemon inside each section than I can just remember going through. Because in the old games they have like maybe 3 or 4 Pokemon to a specific pair of like grass in a specific area. Now I'm coming across like 5, maybe like 7 different types in some areas of like patches of grass that I have not seen, and some of them like really rare too. But otherwise, well, let's see. I'm trying to think. What was my party that I'm using right now? Obviously, I have my starter. I nicknamed my Rowlet Deadeye, or no, Deadshot. That's what it is. Deadshot. He's now fully evolved into Decidueye. Let's see, what else have I got? I got a Haunter.
Decidueye?
Yeah, I got a Haunter in my party, nicknamed her Gwen. Just because. I have that huge-ass, like, dragon fire type called a Turtonator. The huge, like, fucking Pokemon that looks like a pair, like, explosion or something like that for a dragon. Looks super weird, and he always has his back face towards his enemies and stuff because of his weak spot on his stomach. Let's see. I got a Magneton. That's like an older type Pokemon, but
the triple magnet.
What's it?
Magnemite.
Yeah.
The triple what?
Yeah.
Magneton.
Yeah, it's the triple Magnemite that's like like fused together. That's the thing, they have like one mind, even though they fuse like 3 Magnemites are like fused together into one. But I caught a Pikipek, which is like one of those little normal flying type bird Pokemon that you generally would catch inside the beginning part of a game. But I nicknamed him Toucan Sam. And what's so funny is as he was evolving and stuff, he started to transform right from a woodpecker all the way like to the middle evolution like Trombeak or whatever the hell he's called. And all of a sudden he has this final evolution. It's called Toucanon. It's a giant fucking toucan. It's an angry fucking toucan. With this,
it's like T-O-O cannon.
It's T-O-U cannon
for the story.
Toucanon.
Okay.
And one of the powerful moves you use is like some sort of fucking blast move where it's like 100 damage and stuff, and the recoil thing is the Pokemon gets burned, but at the same time you do 100 fucking damage to any type of Pokemon you can do. So every time I'm going to that Pokemon refresh feature, you just have this angry fucking toucan just staring right back at you, and it's so cool. It's because I have fucking Toucan Sam. It's like it's just angry at the world. Shit. That is probably one of my favorite parts so far. It's just like discovering the new types of Pokemon, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. I've checked a little bit online, and from what I see, there's no Wonder Trade feature, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah. That sucks. We were talking about it before the show. That's a bummer. That's one of my favorite features of Pokemon X.
Yeah, X and Y had a great feature with the Wonder Trade, but at the same time, the online infrastructure is a little bit more updated in terms of when you can battle and trade with different people and other types of little activities that you can recommend others and stuff. But what I'm starting to like is the whole Pokepelago stuff. Now, what Pokepelago is you develop these specific islands based upon what the Pokebeans that you collect and stuff, so you can develop different items. It's quintessentially it's like a game within a game, where you're pretty much creating all these little islands and stuff. So every time you catch a number of Pokemon and stuff, you can send them to these specific islands, and they can do things like gather more Pokebeans for you, or grow berries, or even level up. Instead of taking them by the daycare and having them level up that way, you can have maybe 6, maybe even more if you upgrade your island. And the island's name is called Evel Up, where you go forth, you choose a group of party members you want to go inside there, and they earn they just train and stuff and get level up and stuff like that. There's a lot of robust features inside Sun and Moon already, and I've just scratched the surface of it, and I'm 20 hours in, and I gotta admit, man, this is keeping me very much entertained. I'm kind of wondering what else is crammed inside the game. I have noticed a couple of different characters from past Pokemon games already, 2 of them, but I'm not going to say which ones, considering that I've already said enough kind of spoiler things for some things. But let's just say it just makes me happy, because being the 20th anniversary of the Pokemon series, there are a lot of stuff, a lot of references that are going through and mentioning past games, and even remakes of classic Red and Blue Pokemon and stuff from their Alolan forms, all of those stuff. Oh man, it's just a blast to play. I mean, I've been excited for no other types of game barring Doom. I love Doom. I wanted to play Doom, and that was a fantastic game. But
I'm glad you played it.
I'm glad I did too, and I might play it again pretty soon. But
I've been thinking about it.
It's like Pokemon Sun and Moon. I've been waiting for a better part of half a year, and everything that I've played of it so far, it has impressed me. So that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Cool. Alright, man. Pretty cool. I've also I've been playing. I picked up Pokemon Moon.
Yeah.
Talked about it a little bit last week. I mentioned I bought it, but I didn't talk about the game really. I am exactly 5 hours and 57 minutes into this game. And I am still in the fucking tutorial. It's still a tutorial. I just finished the first challenge.
Okay.
This is the world's longest tutorial.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Still doing a lot of still learning a lot about this game as it going. Yeah.
There's a lot of
well, there are some bits of hand
stuff.
holding. I will admit that there are plenty of hand holding bits for newer players to try to ease them into certain things. But yeah, it kind of goes overboard when in terms of oh, you sure you want to do this? Okay, this is how you do this, and this and that.
It's interesting. I haven't heard of this part.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I was playing Pokemon 20 years ago, and it's still the same core mechanics.
Yeah.
It just the big changes have been some of the Alola stuff, and instead of gym battles, they have trials now.
Yes.
Which I just finished the first one. Too early to say whether I like them more than gym battles. Jury's still on that. I'm definitely keep playing this game. But overall, I really do. I like Pokemon X more so far. When I played Pokemon X, I beat that game. I put like 37 hours in that game, and for like 2 weeks, I beat it. I couldn't put that game down. We're about almost a week into this game being out, and I have 6 hours in. Right now I'm also playing Watch Dogs 2, so that's kind of pulling me away.
Sure.
But I'm not. I'm still liking it a lot, but I'm not like it hasn't got hooks in me yet. But I got a Pichu.
Oh.
My thing right now is I'm working on getting. I gotta have a Pikachu. I'm a Gen 1 guy, so I gotta get my Pikachu. So I'm trying to evolve him into Pikachu. I went Team Litten. The only real way to go.
I knew it.
He just evolved today.
Nice.
He's a level 19 now.
Good.
I'm doing a little bit of grinding. I'll admit that. So maybe that's part of it. Is I'm doing some grinding with the XP. I like the XP. I love the XP share stuff. So people know.
I do too.
It's
sharing among the party.
Yeah. So like the main guy that fights, he gets 100% of the experience points, but everybody else gets half the points.
Yep.
Ooh.
So it saves a lot of grinding time, which is kind of what turned me off from playing Pokemon Yellow again. I got all the way to the Elite Four.
Really far.
Yeah, I got everything all the way to Elite Four, but then I was just too weak to beat those guys, and it's just like I had to do a shit ton of grinding to get back into fighting.
That's just the thing.
And then, I don't know.
That's just the thing with like traditional Pokemon games. Back then, you were expected, okay, you got to level every bit of your party members up evenly in order to stand a chance against the final like Elite Four and the champion. Whereas introduced in X and Y, you had the EXP share, which, like Tyler would say, the front member of your party will earn 100% of the EXP, then half the EXP from the battle they just won, and stuff would go for every other party members. That's what I was saying earlier. In Sun and Moon, it feels like they balanced the game, the AI, and everything else around the EXP share because they knew more players would be using that. That's why it feels like more of a challenge to me personally.
Yeah, I'll admit that I think Pokemon X and Y was fairly easy. I think I beat that entire game without losing a battle.
Yep.
And I think I only lost a few Pokemon.
Oh, really?
And then so far, I have not lost any Pokemon. There's been a couple close calls, especially this early on in the game. But no, I mean...
There should be, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want a challenge, but I mean, it definitely, I mean, at this point in my life, I don't want to spend 15, 20 hours in a game just grinding, fighting Pokemon, doing these battles, just walking through grass, fighting, slowly grinding out these slow experience points. So, I mean, if 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, when I was still a teenager or a child, I have all the time in the world. I'd totally do that. Now I don't have that time. So that does help a lot. And I think it's a great experience. You can turn it off if you don't want it. So that's a cool thing too. I like it. You don't have to use it. I'm definitely using it. It's a good way to kind of level up my Pichu. I got him later on. I didn't realize you can get a Pikachu or a Pichu like the first half an hour of the game. I just found this out about 4.5 hours in. So he was a level 4 and all my other guys were like mid-teens. So I'm trying to catch him up. But
that's how you're supposed to learn.
Yeah.
But you already passed that. Oh, next time.
Yeah, so I had to go. I YouTubed it. I just went back and I got one for the Pichu.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find out. I like they have like the QR stuff now where you can like scan QR codes, like any QR code, and it'll tell you where like rare Pokemon are. And there's different ones every day of the week, which is kind of cool. You can do 10 QR codes a day.
What do you think of that?
I like it. It's kind of cool because that's the only way you can get some of these Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
That's by doing this, and it tells you where it's at. There's a couple of ones that I remember from like Gen 2. The Gen 2 starters, that's the only way you can get them is by doing the QR codes.
Oh.
And you get them, is it Chicario or Chikorita? Chikorita.
Yeah.
You can only get him on Fridays by scanning 10 QR codes. The Crocodile one, you can only get on Mondays. Yeah, and then the other one, I can't remember when it's on. You can look it up. Horsey was today, on Wednesday. I couldn't find him, though.
No. QR codes, new amiibo.
Pretty much. I'm surprised there's no amiibo support. That'd be great, because, I mean, I have, like, all the Pokemon amiibos, and also no 3D. It's not 3D.
It's not in 3D at all.
No 3D.
Only the main Pokemon have been.
I guess they were mainly concerned about performance issues then, because I hear it doesn't play that great, like when it comes to performance-wise on the original 3DS, but on the new 3DS, there's hardly any problems at all with that.
No, yeah, it's to go back to Justin real quick. Yeah, no, I mean just like at least like items or something like that. I'm surprised there's not even like get free items scanning in the Amiibo every day.
Just because you have a Pokemon Amiibo, just to have in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
just
whatever.
For like a nice, at least you
get a potion or whatever. I don't know.
There's still totally.
What were you saying though, sir? I'm sorry, Jack.
Well, that's just the thing. It's I'm trying to remember now exactly what I said, but it's just kind of weird that there wouldn't be anything like for Amiibo related at all. You know, it's like, yeah, it's. Or even like for the 3D aspect, I was just saying a little bit about the performance issues and stuff that some Pokemon users have been experiencing playing it on the original 3DS. You know, the one kit that came out in 2011. Because this game pushes the limits of the 3DS hardware pretty hard, and performance-wise, there's some bits of slowdowns, there's some bits of things here and there. Yeah. But on the new 3DS XL, you know, the quote-unquote new 3DS XL, there is hardly any type of like lost features or like any type of like performance issues at all. It runs smooth and it just looks impressive.
Yeah, I mean, there's parts where like there's more than 2 Pokemon in the battle at a time. The frame rate does drop.
Drops down, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like playing Pokemon X and Y. The only part that was 3D was the battles. And that fucking frame rate.
I heard it was bad.
It wasn't like it didn't break the game.
Yeah,
but I mean it was
noticeably.
It was constant. Yeah. And there's also the same feature that's been an issue, the same bug in X and Y, and the Ruby and Sapphire, and now Sun and Moon.
Really?
Where that if you save inside a Pokemon Center, it can corrupt your file.
Yep.
So if you're listening and you're playing Pokemon, don't save in a Pokemon Center.
To me, that's very odd.
That is odd.
Yeah, it's 6 games and same issue.
That's super strange to me.
Yeah. It's been on the same console, so I'm wondering if it's a console thing or a handheld thing. I'm not sure. But just kind of wrapping it up, I'm liking it a lot. I mean, obviously, I keep playing it. I have some issues, nitpick things, trying to learn all the new Pokemon. I have the Pip-Peck thing, too. He just evolved. Picky-Peck, thank you. I got like 3 other guys that I don't care about. Or no, I got that.
But you know, there's new Pokemon.
Yeah, but
you go into it.
I don't have the. I play Pokemon mainly for nostalgia, more than anything. And it's just I don't know these guys. I'm learning about them. But that's the same reason I have a Pikachu. I want the Pikachu eventually.
Yeah, I understand. And it's like a totally opposite thing of how I'm playing. It's like I want to know these new Pokemon because I've never never experimented with them before on a team.
Yeah.
So it's like
I understand.
We'll focus on the newest stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So my fun with that. I can't wait till Friday gets here because I'm gonna definitely find a Chikorita. Get one of those because I like to have my fire, water, and grass type Pokemon. I already got my fire. Nice. When I get higher up, I got Greninja waiting on me.
Chikorita's grass?
Yes.
Okay.
So then I'll have my fire. Then when I get to 35, that range, I'll have my Greninja.
Huh.
But no, I'm loving it, Greninja. But no, I'm liking it. I'm keep.
I kind of wonder how you can transfer the Greninja to your game though.
If you played the demo and you just, I already have him. He's in my party. You just gotta pull in the demo after you beat it. Talk to the professor guy, whatever they call him this one again, and then he'll help you transfer him over to your main game.
Cool. Maybe I have him.
If you beat the demo, you got him.
Demo.
Yeah, you got him then. You just gotta go you gotta go back into the demo and talk to the guy in the Pokemon Center.
I see.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah, so I got him. He's in the PC. Just waiting to transfer him over. But the other game, still playing Watch Dogs 2. Opinion stays the same. Liking that a lot. Playing the crap out of that still. The characters are funny. The story is pretty good. The main bad guy is very hateable. It's still, the comedy's still pretty funny. There was a whole section where I was driving to a mission, and you got in an argument with one of your guys, Wrench, about who was better, Alien or Predator. Then they start going into the comics about how they fought Batman. They fought the guy from Ash from Evil Dead. It's just,
I'm gonna go Alien.
Predator. Who would win to fight, Predator or Alien?
Alien.
It's Predator.
Basically, I'm a nerd fighting the fucking card.
I'm gonna go Alien.
I'm gonna go Predator.
I'm gonna go Alien.
No.
We know each other's choices. What do you keep saying?
Predator, obviously. But no, it's just like I love I love everything, but it's like so millennial. It's funny.
Yep.
It's like it's just everything. Like it just takes that audience, it takes that section, and it just takes like it's what kind of what Grand Theft Auto does. It just kind of makes jokes about certain things.
Yeah.
And it does that, but with like millennial stuff, and just like
yeah,
it's just funny as shit. I love it. All the memes ties back.
It kept true to a certain
market or audience. I don't know whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But they found it. They found the niche. It works. I'm loving this game a lot more than I thought I would. I knew I'd like it. I figured I'd like it because obviously I bought it day one, but I didn't think I'd like it as much as this. I had concerns with it, just kind of going kind of wacky and crazy with it, but it's lived up to it and more.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm still fun. I haven't got bored of any of the stuff yet. Still like doing the RC car and driving and doing missions, and it's like doing entire missions without even my dog's freaking out about something. Doing missions without even like walking into the area, just my RC car doing everything. It's fun. Nice. But yeah, not too much more to say on that.
I still have concerns, from what I've seen, but I'm definitely going to try this game out.
Yeah, I recommend it. I mean, you can always borrow it from me if you want. I mean, no rush on it. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to some topics because we do have quite a few actual stuff that's happened over the last few days. Surprisingly, I'm gonna start actually with kind of a surprising one to me. I don't know about you guys. So, Lego City Undercover was came out 2012 or 13. Was it late 2012 or early 2013?
Must have been like around that time frame, yeah.
It was an early Wii U exclusive.
Yep.
Yes.
Early launch, like the first few months of it.
Yes.
And came out, got pretty good reviews. Justin, you loved it, I think.
I love this. Best Lego game I've played.
Okay.
Only one I can finish.
Really? Okay.
And I still want to play more.
Nice. Well, you're going to be able to.
Yeah.
Well, not more, but you can play it again.
Yeah.
It's coming out again, remade, or not remade, but I guess remastered, whatever the hell you want to call it. Coming out spring 2017. It's coming to the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Wow.
Which is surprising to me. I've talked about in my past Lego games. I love the games. I just OCD won't allow me to play these games because I gotta fucking get everything. Yeah. Everything's breakable. It's bullshit.
I know.
But
polls, everything.
I couldn't even watch Justin play this game for like 45 minutes.
Came over.
I told him to shrug it off because it was making me mad. He's just letting shit go. There's blocks everywhere.
Yeah, you wanted to check it out because, yeah.
I liked what I saw. It looked cool. I remember the loading time was like crazy long.
I do remember the loading time was not that good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just surprised. This is over 4 years now, and like, I'm wondering if this game, like, this is like a way to recoup costs, or
recoup costs.
I think so.
I don't know about that. That shit pretty much set sail with that fucking game when they released it on the Wii U. I mean, it's kind of late to do recoup costs.
I don't know. Yes and no to me. To me, it's like, okay, just like a lot of the Wii U games and like ports, better enhanced editions coming to like the Switch possibly.
Okay.
It's like a lot of these games have been overlooked, especially Lego City Undercover.
Oh, let's look at a good example with
Not many people have played that game, and that game was, like I said, I've played lots of different Lego games. This by far is the best one I've played. My opinion.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, like this game was awesome.
Well,
it's one of my favorite Wii U games.
And the reviews show that it was a good game.
Yeah.
Like,
it was. Yeah.
You could pretty much say about that's kind of like the whole thing of the Wii U. It was overlooked. Or like
totally.
Not overlooked, but
totally.
like yeah.
Totally.
So Zombie, you would be considered like
I don't
a
think it
cash-in
would
as
cost
well.
them much to take it to those systems. I'm curious if they'll change anything. I don't know if they will.
I don't think from early reports they didn't really said too much. They didn't really do a whole lot with like the Wii U gamepad, did they? Like, nothing too crazy. They couldn't easily switch over.
No.
Yeah.
very small. There was one thing in there where you can move it around and like find like a someone you're going after through buildings, pointing the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah,
that was it.
And
besides that, you can do with any system.
Yeah, Zombie U was ported over, and that you could argue they did more with the gamepad than Lego City did. So
and it's definitely, when I've played, not as good.
Yeah,
I didn't have like a good experience on the PS4, but it could be because I don't know. Like at the time, Zombie U was awesome.
Yeah,
but I played it again, and I was like, I can't get into this game. I don't know what it was. It's weird.
Yeah,
but I loved it the first time I played. It's one of my favorite like zombie games ever.
Yeah.
Couldn't play it again on when it's called Zombie. I tried.
Yeah, it was
a couple hours I played it.
It's like Zombie without the E at the end, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like it
it's weird
in general. So.
Yeah, I love that game.
What about you, Gables? Did you play Lego City Undercover?
Never did. I never actually had a chance to play Lego City Undercover because of other games popping up. But, well, when it comes to this news, though, it's sort of surprising that they decided to do it this long, because it's like I would suspect that they've sold enough to like have like a player select thing for fucking Nintendo's thing for $20 and stuff, but but at the same time though, it's like I feel like it's sort of late to really capitalize on the success of Lego City Undercover. I mean, barring everything else Lego related that comes out in the consoles every year from multiple things, that just seems sort of weird that they would go back to Undercover in specific. Considering that they got other IPs and stuff they've been like putting out frequently over the past couple of years with like Lego Marvel superheroes and like the Avengers and all the things with Jurassic Park and all the other shit. But. Yeah, it's just weird.
I agree, but it's real quick. It's original though.
Yeah,
that's what's cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like an IP of any kind. It makes fun of IPs.
Well, it's their IP.
Has all this stuff. Yeah, it's their IP. So I think it's a good thing that they're actually doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying too, though. Okay.
And Lego games sell crazy.
Yep.
Like really well too. So I'm wondering if this might just be like. It was a Wii U, like that. Especially at that time, there wasn't really a lot of Wii U people were buying Wii U's, and really in general.
No.
So I'm sure like there's probably gonna be a pretty good audience for this.
Well, let's hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if in a year or so we hear about Lego City Undercover 2 or something. If this does
That'd
well,
be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I'm happy for Lego fans. Or Lego fans. There's no S. But moving on, another one. This one's more for me. I'm pretty excited about this. Telltale's Walking Dead Season 3 starts, Episode 1 comes out December 20th.
Wow. That's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's like 4 weeks away. I need to quickly replay through Walking Dead Season 2 now, because I lost my...
Catch up?
Yeah, well, I lost my save
Back
on
to speed.
360, so I gotta redo my whole thing on there. But it was kind of crazy, because it was supposed to come out in October, the first episode was. And then, like, a couple weeks before October, they said, it's coming out 2017. And then they just recently announced that, no, it's coming out December 20th. So kind of a cool thing. My biggest concern, though, is that they've done a really great job with the Telltale Batman games, where they have actually released them about mid to late of the month, every month, the last 4 months.
Wow.
The new one just came out Tuesday. And it started in August, I think. August, September. Yeah, so 4 months. So my concern is that the new episode will not be out in December. The 5th episode, the last episode.
Wow.
Of Batman season. But no, I'm pretty excited about it. I know you guys not the biggest Telltale people in the world. More for me. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm gonna be playing through. I also got the Michonne one to play through too.
I played Season 1.
I only played Tales from the Borderlands.
That was a great game.
It was cool. I felt though like it's. I don't know if I can get any more.
Yeah.
Of that kind of thing, like you said, for you. Like I don't know if that's for me. Like, just I don't know. The way it ended, I just don't care about Clementine.
Understandable. Yeah, Lee was kind of your character.
Yeah,
Lee
totally.
Spoiler alert: Lee dies.
Oh.
Yeah. We already
spoiled
spoiled
the end of the movie. Yeah.
We've already spoiled Bioshock, so I'm pretty sure it's okay to spoil a.
But I'm sure
game.
the other ones are just as good.
Walking Dead Season 2 wasn't that great, but
Maybe they're not.
But the other Telltale games are pretty good. Game of Thrones, Borderlands, PV good. PV great. But moving on. Another thing. This is kind of funny. I think it's funny. Weird thing. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I am. It's happening. It's like a 50s newspaper man. I don't know. It's weird. What am I doing? Just randomly stopping. Anyways. Outlast devs. The guys, Red Barrels, I think is the company. They have invented, or not, I don't know, invented, but they have started a Kickstarter for underwear for pooping yourselves. So a common complaint they had on Twitter and online and forums, whatever, with people playing Outlast 1 is that they shit their pants. So this is a real thing, by the way. This is a real invention.
How many people you think actually shit their pants?
6.
Probably like a small percentage.
And probably some of those people had Taco Bell around the same time. So.
1.5.
Yeah. So the creators of Outlast 1 and 2 have started a Kickstarter. It's called, they are called Underscares. It is a diaper essentially that you wear that will if you shit yourself, it doesn't. It's just an adult diaper.
Sounds like a diaper.
It's
like a depend.
It's basically what it is. But if you go to Kickstarter, you
look like a 5-gallon bucket.
Do you wear a 5-gallon bucket around your asshole?
You definitely could if you're playing Outlast and you shit yourself all the time.
You just hear this.
I imagine that wouldn't be comfortable though.
It wouldn't be comfortable.
Maybe these are more comfortable. It's made out of fabric, so I imagine it's got to be more comfortable.
Maybe.
But anyways, they are called Underscares. There's a really funny video on there. They are asking for. Oh no, I thought it was $25,000. It's actually $29,622. I think in euros or whatever, it was like 35,000 euros or something like that. Right now, they're currently in American at $10,251 as of this very second recording.
Wow. It's gone up like $600.
Yeah, and since we looked about an hour ago. They got 14 more days to go. By the time this comes out, like 11 or 12. If you guys are interested, want to plop down a few dollars. They got some good tiers going on. I think if you donate $50, or you back them with $50, you get the game, Outlast 2 Cove when the game comes out, and the underwear as well. I think.
Wow.
I haven't
looked. This hasn't done better.
What?
I'm surprised it hasn't done better so far. If you get the game with $50 and stuff.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
It's like cheaper than the game, isn't
You're
it?
paying for
the game
an
was
adult diaper.
$20.
That's just funny.
Oh, I thought it'd be $60.
I think when it first came out, it was 20.
I wonder how much this game will be, but yeah.
Probably 20 or 30, I imagine. I'm not sure.
I was expecting $60. To be honest.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows when it comes out? Maybe they usually give you discounts if you pledge, so you get slightly cheaper. But the deal goes on until December. You got till the end of the day, December 8th, next Thursday. So check it out if you're interested. I think it's pretty funny. I saw that it was kind of like I thought it was a joke. This is a real thing, people. They've actually invented this. Even in the video, it's just a funny ass video in the Kickstarter. They even say it's a real product. It's got to be a real product, otherwise you can't make Kickstarter for it. I am slightly tempted to back this. At least, like, I'm gonna look at the tiers and see what tiers like. Can
you just imagine somebody actually using that while they're playing the fucking game, and all of a sudden it's like
I would wear one if I'm playing this game.
Could you just imagine the adult diaper just breaking or something because of the shitty quality that they probably would put into it?
Yeah.
There's splatters everywhere. Oh no!
There's already a turd in mine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It comes pre-shitted in.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
That's the top tier.
That'd make me pay for it.
Yeah. Pre-poop.
It reminds you of the fart hiding underwear from UK.
Fart hiding.
Came out like a couple years ago. You fart into them and it's like it shows like someone.
It's just fucking like potpourri.
There's someone's face right by it, like.
Oh, God.
I smell nothing.
That's gross.
And the hot chick's like, yeah.
I smell nothing. He's like, oh, I smell cinnamon now.
I just farted in those. You never heard about these?
No.
It reminded me of that when I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. I just like
it's a fart. It's like fart pants. Not shitting, but fart pants.
I was thinking of
fart concealing underwear or something.
I was just thinking of the South Park episode where Kyle's family moves to San Francisco. and they fart into a wine glass, and then they smell it. And they go,
Oh, I remember. I actually vaguely remember that.
They all get Priuses. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm. God damn it, that's funny. I just love stupid shit like this, and I kind of just want to support them, not because I want the product. I do kind of want the product just to have it, but just because it's funny to me, and they make a good game, so even better.
Yeah. Can't knock you there.
No. But moving on to, I think, the last couple topics here. It's kind of 2 topics put together. A couple people, top execs at Ubisoft, had some interviews recently talking about the overall games that they make. And in one interview, they talked about one of the things they want to do is they want to, like, they're going to still have season passes and DLC, but they don't want to make it feel necessary to make it feel like you got the complete game. Kind of a common complaint that's been going on with gaming over the last
in general
4 or 5 years. And then also one of the other things they want to focus on is gameplay over story. So 2 big changes I guess they want to make.
Okay.
I guess Watch Dogs 2 was the kind of the first one to kind of do that. Personally, playing through it, I haven't really noticed the major changes. It feels like a Ubisoft game as far as story goes and just the open world environment. I like both of those things a lot.
Yeah.
But I would almost I want them to focus. If they're focusing more on gameplay, I would like them to change more of the formula of their, because all their games kind of feel the same.
Of course, I think it's their biggest issue.
Yeah, and it's company synergy, which is always great to have, but not when it's even your open world racing games feel a lot like your Assassin's Creed game or your Watch Dogs or your Rainbow Sixes, everything. Yeah, I don't know. I like that idea. But to me though, I'd like to still have a really good engaging story. I hope they don't
You can.
I hope that if Watch Dogs 2 is more like what we're gonna get for other games, I hope that's the case. I hope that I'm fine with that. I would be cool with that. On that end, what about you?
I'm fine with it, pretty much.
Okay.
There's not really much for me to really say and stuff like that. I'm glad that they're trying to focus more upon gameplay, other than story elements or whatsoever. At the same time and stuff, it's kind of really hard to believe Ubisoft, because it's they go with the same formula for specific games every year, dating back to Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 2's launch and stuff like that, and basically since then it's been sort of like a hodgepodge of shit, mixed in with other pieces of shit. So, we've had some good games from it, but here's hoping that this is going to be a good trend for them. I mean, that's just crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
I look at it this way. I don't look at this as we're going to forget about the story. I look at this, we got the story things covered, but our gameplay is where we've always been lacking.
Yeah.
The games I've played of theirs, I would have to agree with that. The gameplay has always been pretty jankety. I've played a few Assassin's Creed games.
Yep.
They've been pretty jankety, with an okay story, which is fine.
Yeah.
The stories are pretty cool. They're enough.
Yeah.
It's you don't want one way, in my opinion, you don't want one to outweigh the other.
Yeah.
When you're engaged in a video game. And to have them actually say this and acknowledge that is pretty special to me as a fan, to actually see them want to actually get more involved in making their gameplay feel really good. And I think that is awesome. And I hope to see that happen.
Yeah.
Because, I don't think they're going to forget about the story. Because, I feel anyways, with games with great gameplay, you don't just forget about the story. It's still actually really good in the context of that game. But just don't make that, the only smooth thing running inside of your game.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't make everything else, stocking up on two soldiers looking identical, feel like a shitty experience. In every Assassin's Creed game I've played. Do something more with that.
Yeah.
And this game that's the only complaints I've had about these games. So this is awesome to me, actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're saying that out loud. Everyone's been thinking it, I think.
And, for a few years now.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking, and I'm glad. I think more companies should do this. Don't look at the story like that's the only thing that's so important. No, you have a great story, but goddamn, if you're not, you can have a great movie with a great story, but if you don't film it right, it doesn't feel good. It's not good. You got an awesome fucking story, though. Don't get me wrong.
Example for me,
you gotta have a connection there, and it's gotta feel like it's one cohesive being. Go ahead.
Well, like I was saying, a good example of what you were just saying is The Last of Us. My gameplay experience, story, fantastic. Gameplay, no, that gameplay was frustrating, and I feel like I don't ever want to play the game again because of how tedious the gameplay was. So that's a good example of, okay, you can have a great story along with great gameplay, but if you focus on one more so than the other, like say how a game looks and how a game presents its story more importantly than say how a player would actually enjoy playing your game and maybe want to go back and play it again in the future, I mean, there's just no contest right there. There's got to be a balance, and that's what Ubisoft's got to do.
And this is something actually what Justin and I were talking about before the show about, like, I personally, I'd rather play a game with a great gameplay and a good story or an okay story than a great story and then bad gameplay or mediocre gameplay.
Yep.
But
me too.
We were talking about like the Division or Destiny, things like that. It just feels like lifeless. There's nothing there. There's no connection you get. You like, yeah, it's I like a Call of Duty to a point. Like I played those games. I like those games a lot. The story's stupid a lot of times, but there's a connection there at least with the characters.
Yes.
And there's something there. It might be
there's a focus.
Yeah, there's something there. It might be the tiniest little piece of thread that kind of keeps you interested, but there's something there, So I like that. I'm not wouldn't say I'm worried that they're gonna get rid of the story altogether, but I just don't want them to back way too much because they put a lot of money into those stories, and I just don't want them to jump too far back on that.
They won't.
Yeah, I'm hoping not, and I don't think they will. But I just want them to focus on changing the formula, or at least have each game have their own formula.
I think if to me, I'm going to say this, like I think they're taking a Nintendo stance on the way they make their games. Have a cool, engaging story in the context of the game you're making, and make the gameplay first and foremost, and everything else will come together. Yeah. If it's actually a really good game that they make, anyways. Yeah. Not all games Nintendo makes are like that. No. Not all Ubisoft games, from what I've played, have been like that. No. And they should. And I think every company should focus on that. Doom is a good example of that. Gameplay was first and foremost all the way. Yeah, that was completely. And the story is just an awesome thing that guides you through it, and like
it was just whipped cream on top of a great. Like
just
drink, dude.
What's the fun of the game, Yeah, playing the game.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's like a Call of Duty kind of thing. Like, you have a little bit of thread. That's all you need to get you through the game. If it's a great game. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, moving on though with like the whole like DLC stuff. Like, I completely agree with that.
Thank you.
That's been the most frustrating thing for gaming in the last 6 years or so.
Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah. Perfect example.
That's like the biggest.
I like this game a lot at its core, but the worst thing about it is it costs $50 more to play most of the game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is up with that?
There's 4 times more content in the $50 season pass than there is the $60 game.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I've always, I like the idea, like, a season pass in general. It's not a bad idea. Just the business practice behind it has been really used for awful stuff. I like the idea. I've always DLC, more content for your games has been great. But I feel like in general though, I'm wondering if Ubisoft is just seeing like their sales have not been. Assassin's Creed hasn't been selling as well. Watch Dogs 2 sales unfortunately have not been as great.
Titanfall 2 as well.
And Titanfall 2, that's an EA game, but yeah, that game is not done very well. It was 9th in the month of August for sales worldwide, which sucks.
It does suck.
But yeah, I mean, I think overall that you look at some of the games, like Titanfall 2 doesn't have a season pass at all. All the content's free. They have like some of the microtransaction shit that sucks, But I would rather have that, like it's cosmetics.
Talk about that though.
What?
I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that though.
I think it's because a lot of people are unfortunately playing.
Well, yeah, it was jammed in the middle between.
Well, and the
Call of Duty and
microtransactions don't
Battlefield
start
1,
next
so
week.
Of course not.
I heard they had similar stuff in Gears of War 4. I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
Yes, but
many people talk about it.
It's been mentioned, but I mean the thing is, I'd rather have that like Overwatch. You can buy loot boxes, but all the characters, all the maps are free. I would rather have that. I'm not a big fan of the microtransactions, but if I had to pick one, I'd rather have all the maps free. I'd rather have all the characters free, and then if you want to buy costumes or whatever, you can spend money on that and buy loot boxes or whatever. But another thing,
it feels lazy to me.
It is, and it's if it's going to justify keeping games $60 or saying games are more expensive, which they are. Games are the cheapest they've ever been, and games cost more than ever to make. So if that's a way to justify it, and that keeps games at a favorable price for customers,
only because of that maneuver, though. Would you agree?
What?
A maneuver, of, like you just said, making these cosmetic things, which would normally be in a video game anyways, from doing certain things, you have to pay for those now.
Well, no, like Grand Theft Auto 5 costing $200 million to make before it even came out. So, I mean, games are just...
I'm just saying...
Games are bigger than ever. There's more graphics, more people working on than ever. Bigger teams than ever.
More ambitious.
Yeah. So, comes with that ambition, cost comes with that ambition. And
I would say not all games are like that, though.
No, but I mean, the thing, is that games have been $60 for fucking 20 years, and 64 games for $60. And so, I'm not justifying it, but that's the way I guess I am kind of.
That's why it's happening.
Yeah,
I understand that.
And if this will keep games $60 and I don't have to pay $80 for my games, I guess that's the price I'll pay for. I guess, and no pun intended in that. Not that I'm interested in buying loot boxes or whatever or cosmetic stuff.
I know what you're saying.
Another way I'm looking at this though also is like they talk about like Rainbow Six. What's the last Rainbow Six?
Siege.
Siege, yeah. All the maps were free. All that stuff was free, and then you could just buy cosmetic stuff if you want. And it wasn't like loot boxes. I don't think you could just buy it. The way I was thinking about this, and something I talked about before, is that there are more multiplayer games out there than ever before.
Yep.
And it wasn't just like, and I've had this talk before. It wasn't just like, it's not the days of everybody having Call of Duty is gone. It's been gone for a long time, and people are just moving on to new games. And it seems like there's one or two big shooters every month. And if you look back just the last couple of weeks, we had Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and Call of Duty in 2 weeks. In a 14-day span, all three of those games came out. The three biggest shooters of the year came out in a 14-day span. That's fucking insane. And
Which
then
is normal besides Titanfall, correct?
Yeah, there's usually that 2-week span in between, but that's crazy to me that the three biggest shooters, coming out, multiplayer shooters. But when you have the DLC in there, you're segregating your audience. So, so some people might buy Season Pass of everything. Some people might just bought the one map pack, so that, whatever. So, at a point now where it's harder than ever to keep an audience long term. Now, this is probably the best way to keep them all together, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is like that's probably the smartest move about getting rid of Season Passes or make Season Pass something different. Like Watch Dogs 2 Season Pass it's cheaper. It's like $20. Normally they're like $50. And the stuff that comes in it's just like little tiny missions, little small stuff. Not a good Season Pass, but it's better than like some of the Season Passes we've seen out there, I think. Star Wars Battlefront, for example, or any EA Season Pass really in general, been pretty shitty. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys anything? I took a lot of time there. I'm sorry, but what do you guys think?
We all intervened as well.
Yeah, pretty much did.
Yeah, just any time where I feel like I buy something and that like from the get-go that this doesn't actually feel that complete is gross to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never stop feeling that way.
Yeah, I mean
I can look at business things, why they do it. I understand that, but I don't care about that. I'm like, I buy these things, and like I'm telling you why it makes me grossed out.
Yeah,
like at least if you're gonna charge me $100 for the game, at least you're being honest.
Yeah,
I mean you're being honest the other way too, though. I guess if you say it flat right out the gate, but it doesn't feel the same, and it's not even like all on the disc either. If you're buying stuff, on disc, it feels weird.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, this is the changing landscape. Like you mentioned, that we are that's grown from us, from people that buy games and around us. It's only because of the people that buy games.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's the whole Walmart thing.
Yeah. Well, and
look in the mirror. Really.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
There's definitely a lot of problems. You look at and Jim Sterling's actually talked about kind of stuff like this before, where there's games that they've told you to buy the season pass for something before they've actually shown the game. Evolve had they talked about the pre-order bonuses.
Battlefront.
But Evolve is the worst case. I think one of the worst. Before the game was even officially announced, it wasn't even a teaser trailer. We already knew the pre-order bonuses and the buy the season pass before anything else. Batman Arkham City, when that was first announced, they were talking about you pre-order now before when we first saw the teaser trailer, not even gameplay trailer. There was a pre-order bonus for playing. For if you pre-order, you get to play as Catwoman. It's been a problem for a long time.
Oh yeah,
probably 2008, 2009.
And it's you can't blame those games. They're just the ones that did it before the other ones realized, don't do that. We were about to do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of the business
practice.
It's
just good thing they did it.
Yeah.
Not us. Call of Duty or whoever would have been that person.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain, yeah. I mean,
we're less of a risk with them, but
there's certain things I'm happy about overall, with gaming that we have voted with that wall before it's done.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm just hoping that I'm wondering if this is the case though, of maybe enough people voted with their wallet, and maybe just in Ubisoft's case, and they just they realize that okay, and other people are doing it.
I can say that
Blizzard's doing
I
it.
have voted with my wallet this fall.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah.
You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I get it, yeah. I mean, there's certain games. I mean, there's games you'll obviously you got to tell yourself, I'll buy this one over this one or.
Yeah.
Whatever. I get why people. There's some games I'll do that with. The next Metal Gear Solid game, Metal Gear Survive. I ain't fucking buying that. Fuck that game. I ain't buying that. Unless Kojima comes back to it, I'm not buying that game. Or he gets the rights to it, whatever. Yeah, I understand where you come from. Yeah, it's gross. But even the games we love, Uncharted 4 has a season pass. Doom has a season pass.
I know.
Even every game, it's just.
But we look past it.
It's hard to vote if you voted with your wallet on everything. We'd buy nothing, or next to nothing.
I'm not going to buy the season pass for those games.
Oh yeah, no, I've only ever bought one season pass and I regretted it. So, yeah, no.
I bought one too.
That Star Wars Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have not regretted it, but
felt dirty about it.
Felt dirty.
Yeah, especially when you can give it $10 right now.
I
The whole
know.
game and
It's
it's
dirty.
Pass. Yeah, yeah. But I'm this is kind of a light, kind of a something, I don't know, light. I don't want to say light at the end of the tunnel, but there's a bright spot in the world of gaming, in the business of gaming. I think another one, So I'm hoping that we see a big change.
Yeah.
I mean, and this could be it. I mean, it's not going to change overnight, but this is maybe a slow.
It's the same way it changed towards the bad things.
Yeah.
Is just the way people buy things and everything like that.
So if you want more
You
content,
gotta be smarter.
yeah, it's a tough balancing act though.
It is.
I think, because we want more content out of our games,
Yep.
and there's got to be a business way for the businesses to justify it, and also for us to
There's
make
good
us
and bad
happy.
examples of DLC.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I would take an Overwatch over a Call of Duty season pass any day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope this becomes the case. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, I'm happy about it, but the biggest offender to me is Take-Two and EA. So when those two start saying the same thing, then I'll be you think you probably could be the biggest.
Saying it by doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's I love how real quick, I like how they said they're not going to get rid of DLC.
Yeah.
They're going to make it not so you have, not to feel like you have to get that to have the full experience, which you said. I just want to re-say that again, because that's very important, and that's actually realizing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop doing that, but I'm going to stop doing it like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like, justify, like...
At least it's words.
Yeah. I mean, I bought a shit ton of DLC over the years, but, like...
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, not a shit ton, but I bought some DLC. I felt very happy with a lot of DLC that I've bought.
Yeah.
I have not... Yeah.
So, I mean...
Some I will not buy at all, just because I know I won't get my fulfillment out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. I think that might end up the show. But anyways, Gables.
Yes.
Do you have a retro game of the week for us?
I do. As a matter of fact, I was talking about this particular retro game with one of my coworkers earlier on today because he had been playing some bits of games and stuff like that. He was trying to play through a little bit of Gungeon and stuff like that, and before I know it, we ended up talking a little bit of Castlevania stuff. So it's like, okay, there was a game that I used to play on the Game Boy Advance, which had a sequel. Actually, Aria of Sorrow was the game that I played on the Game Boy Advance, but for the retro game of the week, I'm going to go with its sequel, Dawn of Sorrow. So, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow for the Nintendo DS. It was a early DS game, and it retained a lot of the great elements of Aria of Sorrow, from the gameplay to the soul collecting thing, which was nearly as addictive as, say, collecting Pokemon, because you were basically destroying a bunch of creatures, gaining their abilities and stuff. So if you destroy Death and gain a soul, you can just have all these sickles just appear on the screen and stuff and destroy your enemies. That was fun, doing that stuff. But it also retained a lot of the greatness inside previous games that were in that style, like, say, Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night, in terms of the level design, in terms of the catchy music, and in terms of, like, the sprite details. I mean, the detailed sprite work that went inside Dawn of Sorrow looks really impressive, even like from today's standards. Now, granted, a lot of those Metroidvania-style games, they do have great graphics and stuff, and this and that, but what really makes Dawn of Sorrow, like, a bit like, different than some of the other games is it's just like kind of the refreshing things of like different types of creatures you can battle, like the different types of souls you can use, like what type of predicaments, what type of boss battles you can actually go through and use what soul to defeat what monster and stuff. It gets to be really interesting just in order to just experiment with what does what and stuff. Because like in Aria of Sorrow, you have 3 slots that are given to you that you have to experiment. Okay, what soul goes here? What soul goes there? And in that aspect, it's fun because you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you earn like a bat soul or something like that, and you get to summon a bat and stuff that gets to fly across the enemy. Or maybe you get the merman soul where you're just shooting some bits of water and stuff, Or you can just, like, earn something like a boss, like a headhunter, destroy a headhunter and stuff like that, and you get all these stat boosts and stuff to your individual status, It's still considered like an action RPG in that aspect, though, but I remember playing this game, during high school, the later parts of my high school years and stuff. And I really enjoyed the game because of how, difficult it was in terms of going through, collecting the souls, going through the bosses, going through that, and then reaching the ending of the game, which it has a crazy, final boss, which you probably wouldn't expect really to come in that sort of game. But it does have a fun Easter egg at the end of the game. You can actually, once you beat the game, you could start a new game, and you could get to play as Julius Belmont. So, Julius Belmont, along with 2 other characters, Alucard from Symphony of the Night, and Yoko Belnades, which is a distinct, descendant from another character from that was earlier on in the Castlevania series, called, I think, Sypha Belnades, which is was one of the people that helped Trevor Belmont try to defeat Dracula back in Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, for the NES. You know, it's just stuff like that just is just fun and stuff. And basically, you can go and switch between all three characters at the time and stuff. And what's funny about that is, it's like, you can just switch, and like the music from Castlevania 3 just starts playing, and all this other thing, it just wells up. It's like, oh man, this is awesome. So, anyway, the retro game of the week is Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow for the Nintendo DS.
Alright.
Nice.
Very nice, man. But wrapping it up, I want to thank everybody so much for listening. If you want to hear more from us, we have a Facebook page and group. It is GenGaming Podcast, so like and join us on there. On Twitter, we are at GenGaming Pod. On YouTube, Generation Gaming, so subscribe and like the videos on there. And also on Twitch, at GenGaming Pod, GenGaming Podcast. So follow us on there. And also iTunes, leave us a review. Like that, it'd be great. We'll shout you out on the show. But thank you guys so much for listening. I was your host, I was Tyler.
I've been Justin.
And I have been Colonel Gables. Oh god. Until next,
I still love it.
I know, it's just so weird just calling
Beautiful
myself
name.
Gables. Anyway, until next time, everybody, GG.
Alan.
The Colonel has spoken.
Bye, guys.
Bye.